Hi y'all, this is part 2 to my thing about body odor, and this one is for the ladies. Okay, ladies. All right, as I was saying in the prior video when I was talking about the men, I was saying that you know we have to work on keeping ourselves clean. Okay, now, besides medical issues, okay, I understand medical issues. If your pH balance is off, okay, there are a number of things that can cause your pH balance to be off. Now, again, if you're not 18 years old, before I go any further, please do not watch this video. It may not be for you. I don't want your ears to hear it, okay, and your moms and your dads to get mad at me, okay, because I may say something that may not be appropriate for younger children, younger people, okay? All right, so watch the next video. All right, you may have learned this in health class, but you may not should be watching this, because I will be talking about some certain issues. Okay, so if your pH balance is off, that is understandable. There are a couple of things that can cause your pH balance to go off, okay, such as your menstrual cycle, sex, okay, medications that you may be on. And believe it or not, certain foods can cause your pH balance to go off. Also, if there is an infection somewhere, I suggest that after you've used all that you can use and you still have an odor, okay, because it's coming from the inside out, you should see a doctor immediately, okay, to find out what's going on, because it may be something that's causing your pH balance to go off. There are a number of products on the market that they came out with, like Refresh, and I believe I saw the other day there is also a pH balancing pill that came out by Refresh. Also, that's a really good product, okay, and as well as certain products like feminine wash like this, and douches and stuff like that. That douching can throw your pH balance off too. I know a lot of people still use it, but sometimes you have to. But I would suggest, if you do it, don't do it maybe once a month. And I would suggest using vinegar and water. That's old school, but it works. Okay, it's a more natural approach than using stuff with a lot of chemicals off that may cause it to be even worse. Okay, because usually when you take a shower, you take a bath, and you're washing appropriately, there should not be an odor. It doesn't matter how big you are. Now sometimes, like me, because it depends on what kind of activity I'm doing, I may take a shower twice. If it's in the summertime, I take a shower twice because I'm sweating, okay, and stuff like that, which will just cause you to be musty, okay? Should not cause you to be anything worse than that. Clean underwears, make sure your clothes are washed appropriately, and be careful with soaps you use too, because a lot of the body soaps, body washes that you can get from these places, they are not for the vaginal area, okay? They're good for your body and stuff like that, but don't use them for the vaginal area, because you may be allergic to them. It will cause your pH to go, because of the perfumes and stuff that's in them, okay? So you may not want to do that or use those as well. But my issue was that, wow, they have so many videos on, people writing in and say, oh, my woman, when I was going down on her, there was an odor and stuff like this. I'm saying, lady, do the cavity check, okay? It's your body. You should know your body more than anybody else. And, take a swipe, whatever, stick your fingers, whatever you have to do. It may sound like, wow, that's it, but check yourself before you're getting ready to get intimate. If you don't feel fresh enough, I would not advise you to you know, be doing that until you feel fresh enough to do it. Because what happens is, you know, people talk. Now, you hear it all in the hood. You hear it everywhere. You see it online. You see people make comments on Facebook and say, "Oh, I was with my girl." And some of y'all trifling men will do that to women, okay? And women, you got to stop being trifling and ratchet too, okay? Because, you know, handle your business, all right? And some men, I guess they feel like that. They don't care nothing about you anyway. They just getting that booty call, but then they could, because it's so easily they can talk about you and say that you stink and stuff like that. You know, and they will still have sex with you. How nasty is that? Okay, they just as nasty too sometimes. I don't understand. It's like a double standard. I don't know, but ladies, you know, we gotta take better care of ourselves. Like, you know, first of all, you know, you don't want to hook up with somebody anyways that don't care nothing about you anyhow and gonna talk about you. When a man loves you, I can tell you this: you can not smell so fresh, but he will still love you in spite of he not gonna put you down. Okay, y'all get in there and take a bath together, take a shower together, and help each other. That's what love does. Okay, it's not going to talk about you. Love is concern. So if you get with somebody else and then next thing you know, you see a post, he done talked about you and say that, you know, you got a bad vaginal odor, you smell like fish. And that's like messed up. And men, another thing too, ladies, if you don't know this, and you can check this with the GYN as well, when a man ejaculates in a woman, and sometimes it can cause your pHs to go. Sex does it. Check it out, you guys. But for those of us that work in the medical field, we know these things, okay? The semen can cause the ejaculate can cause the throw off the pH. Sex throws off the pH balance as well. And for some women, it just sometimes there is discharge, and it comes out and it smells awful. Okay, what they found over the years, and there was an article I think about 2-3 years ago that I read. They started giving women, you have to go into your GYN and they would give you the pills, because you know there was a complaint that, okay, I'm having sex with my boyfriend and stuff, and then like they're washing and stuff like that, and they were still smelling fishy. They didn't have an infection or nothing like that. And what they found over the years, and see, they didn't know this probably back in my mother's day, because I used to hear that growing up too. Men would say, "Oh, she smells like fish." Well, you know, with things, the research and stuff like that they found out, over the years they found out a lot of things. You know, a woman would simply think she had an infection, and a man would think then she just didn't wash good, when it wasn't that. He was the cause too. So check it out. Sometimes your pH is off. You've had sex, you know, your pH is off because of what's inside you, okay? What he left inside you, okay? So it's not always your fault. And do your research, ladies. You'll find out about that as well. Because when basic water and bathing doesn't help, and you still have an odor and stuff like that, yeah, you might want to, you know, check out and see what's throwing your pH levels off. Also, yeah, there's other things, like I said, infection and stuff like that, illnesses, sicknesses and stuff like that. You can't get rid of it. You should definitely see a doctor. But ladies, for the most part, if you're going to be intimate, if you're going out, you don't put yourself in a position where somebody can just straight talk about you. And then some men just can be asinine. Some people just be asinine and be like, just want to be mean and say people stink, you know, really for no reason at all. I've seen that too. But for the most part, you know, I have one daughter, and I raised her to keep her body clean and whatnot. And so we, you know, never had that issue as far as her having, you know, being tamed. Now, this other thing is because a woman is big that she stink. You know, big women, fat women, whatever, stink. That's not true either. Now, some people may not take care of themselves because they got ratchetness, and maybe there's situations they can't shower, you know. And I'm talking about that, I'm not talking about people like that. I'm talking about people that can get to a shower every day, soap and water. All right. You going and stuff like that, but not all big women stink. That's a myth. Okay. You know, so I've known a lot of ladies that in my life that were big ladies and they were clean. I never even smelled them, okay? Smell good all the time, you know. So I don't know where that comes from. Maybe you just got with somebody that did not wash well, but please, people need to throw that out of the door. I think if you just simply wash and keep yourself clean, and make sure you wash thoroughly. Even if you're a supersized BBW, then you need somebody to help you wash. Then, you know, maybe you can't hit certain areas. That's kind of understandable as well. But ladies, really, seriously, yeah, we gotta get that. There's some things that we gotta destroy the myth. You know, that every woman smells and stuff like that, which got me hot. That's why I did the funky balls on the men, because I'm like, they stink too. And you know, when a man writes another woman and say, oh, what do I do, my girlfriend, is she stinking? Why you can't talk to your girlfriend about that? Why you can't say, okay, you know, you have this odor, maybe something medical is wrong, I'm going with you to the doctor. Why you gotta not write another woman and ask her for advice? I would have a problem with that, okay? Because then you're going to put our business out on to somebody else, okay? Even if you're anonymous, that's wrong, all right? If you love her and y'all intimate and there's something going on with her, and, you know, you will say, okay, then, you know, if she said, you talk to her about it. Soap and water ain't helping, okay, and products over the counter is not helping, then you know that you have to see a doctor. So that's straight wrong too. I seen that too, and that kind of upset me. Oh, my girlfriend, well, you know, and she's straight. Or my best friend. You mean you got a best friend and you can't discuss that with your best friend, that she has an odor, and that's supposed to be your best friend? Now hold up, last time I checked, if my best friend had an issue and a problem, we can talk about stuff like that, okay? So I don't understand it, you know, how you gonna write somebody publicly and say, oh, instead of just going to a doctor, because you don't understand how that would make a person feel if they found out that you went to somebody else and talked about their body odor and didn't come to them, and you claim to love them and you claim to be their best friend. That's straight wrong, okay? So I would say to my young girls, don't, you know, when you put yourself out there, when you become sexually active, make sure that nobody has nothing to say about you as far as body odor, okay? That your stuff is tight. If not, if you know your stuff ain't tight, you didn't have time, you went out after whatever, and you don't know what you're going to get into, then I suggest that you try not to get into nothing, because you will be talked about, okay? Definitely. So, ladies, I love you guys, and I just wanted to share that with you, because that was a pet peeve of mine, watching the videos and stuff like that on YouTube, and I'm like, come on, you know, that's wretchedness to sit up there and write other women and say, oh, my girlfriend is thinking like that. I wish a nigga would. Let me find out something like that happened. It is going to be on. Let me tell you something right now, okay? Because if you can't come to me and tell me, all right, and you claim to love me, why you gonna go write somebody else and stuff like that? And if even if you're with the person and you feel like you can't talk to them, that's email them, text them. At least you're a distance. If they gonna throw a shoe or a plate or cuss you out, you ain't there. After she calmed down, then, you know, like say, honey, I was trying to talk to you, and, you know, get on your phone and get the texts and stuff like that, and tell her if you feel like you can't talk to her like that. Now, if you feel like you can't talk to your woman, then that's a whole nother video right there, because then I don't know how to help you on that aspect, but, you know, yeah. So, all right, ladies, I love you guys, and I hope that, you know, I had some good advice for you, and my thing is Sister Love, okay? And if I can help you, I will, because if you can help me, I might need advice or something about that, and I'm really open for that. So I'm looking out for my girls, okay? That's all I'm doing. So you guys have a wonderful day. I love you. Until the next video, bye. Love you much.